All right, what else is there to really important that we need to talk? Oh, the Meg shit. The Meg shit. We have to talk about the Meg shit.
Okay.
And I didn't want to talk about it at the top because it's just too serious. Meg has made anyone who is into this story feel bad.
That is true.
Well, you should.
I do feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, the circumstances and the story that is being alleged, it is something to feel bad about.
Well, I'm happy she's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Likewise.
Super happy that Meg is all right. Happy that we got to see her and hear from her. And we love you. We love you. That's just the bottom line. I mean, I think I said that on the last podcast when I was apologizing, but we love you. I don't think that should negate. What did y'all think?
I think this was probably more for her diehard hottie fans to make sure, hey guys,
So you?
I'm of course I'm a hottie. I'm a
Debatable.
barb. I'm all of the
You a
things.
hottie barb.
Navy Hive B.
You're a
I'm
whore.
all of them.
You're a whore.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
You're a
Wow,
hottie,
so you
Cardi,
think-
Barbie, Navy, B.
So
boy.
Parks, you think anyone that's a fan of these women is a whore? Is that what you're
No,
suggesting?
you're just
Okay.
in mad hives.
No.
No, he's just suggesting that you're a whore.
And
'cause
you've
I'm a hive
whored.
hopper.
You've
Yeah.
whored a
Yeah.
lot.
You're a hive hopper.
You've whored a lot.
And I'm
You
a
got
whore.
mad
Yeah,
chains.
I've whored. I've whored before.
Glad you settled down.
I've whored. And I definitely.
I've whored.
We've all whored. Oh please! You've all
please.
You've
Look at
definitely
Rory
had
whore
your
shaming.
Phase.
Rory's horse shaming.
Maul is still in his hoe phase.
Rory, this is not about me.
I ain't gonna lie. If I see another money bag under a chick's
Come on,
picture,
man.
like you got to get more creative.
Gotta
than
show
that.
love. I'm just showing love. I'm here.
Nah, that's
And then-
branding. That's branding.
Yeah, I'm
I was gonna brand right under him. Same money bag.
One more, one extra.
Yeah. Nah, that is money. Nah, I agree with Maul.
But yeah, it was good to hear from Meg, though. It was definitely good to hear from her. She's obviously still going through a lot with her mom passing, as she said. But yeah, we just got to continue to hope that she feels better mentally, physically, and is in a better space soon.
This was for the hotties to see her, so they would know that she is okay and she
Yeah.
appreciates all the DMs and the letters on Tumblr that you have been writing her.
She looks great.
Yeah, she does.
Get you objectifying her the moment she comes back from surgery.
No, it's good to see that she's, she looks great. I'm not sure that I would look great if I got shot in the foot
Twice.
twice.
But didn't break any bones, luckily.
You know the thing about the internet, right? Like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, that's all. That's all I got.
I never want to be in a position.
Then don't put yourself in that
Yeah,
position,
no,
Joe.
I don't know.
That's all. See look how simple look how simple life is. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just don't put yourself
You don't
in that
have to
position.
assume the position.
You don't have to assume the position. Just don't.
I've never done that, nigga. So let's y'all
Assume the
better stop.
position?
Enough of this.
Assume the position?
Yes.
You've assumed positions. What do you mean? Every guy has assumed positions.
And you've been in a position and assumed you were doing something wrong.
This doesn't feel right, but okay, whatever. I love her.
You've had some assumptions in a few positions.
I never want to be in the position where I have to share some of my deepest, darkest pain with strangers, even though I made my career. That,
Oh, doing that, yeah.
yeah. Let me shut up.
You know
I'm
what's
just
funny
saying,
about
when she not had to, but when she's on Insta Live saying, imagine you're 25, you've lost your mom and your dad, like,
Grandmother.
this is heavy shit now that you talking to your phone about.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's all I'm saying. I understand where she was going. That's just real heavy shit to say to the phone, man. And because we love and care about Meg, it also didn't seem like I should have been hearing from her now.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate obligation that she has to have to the fans that support her as well. They're like, hey, I'm okay. No, you can go take some time. Clearly, you're still dealing with that trauma to a high degree. So
It did
go
look
deal
that,
with that away from the phone.
It did look that way, right? It wasn't just me.
No, she was saying that.
saying what?
That she is still significantly dealing with this trauma not only being shot, dealing with her mother's death, and then being shot and not having a parent around.
And Maul, you say all the time, anybody that cries on camera needs to go chill. Now, of course, you wouldn't be saying that here, but the same premise exists.
I don't hold that for women though.
Got it.
You know what I mean? I don't hold that for women. I expect, especially when she's speaking of losing parents and being shot, like that is traumatic. You know what I mean? And I can only expect that a woman would cry. So I don't hold that to Meg. I just think it's weird when men have their phone out and they start crying into their phone. I just think that's a little weird.
Yeah, I hate this nigga, man.
No, I just think it's weird.
I really do.
I just think it's weird. Like, you don't have to have your phone out.
Depends on what you're crying about.
Well, anyways, with that said,
but then you don't have to put the phone away.
with that said,
I agree.
if this is not part of your healing process, and maybe this is for Meg,
I'm sure it is.
if it's not, then yeah, take the time. Don't feel obligated that you need to speak to the world about what happened.
I mean, here's the thing. She's probably going to have to address it at some point regardless,
Yeah.
and she's probably going to be
Yeah,
still
but
sad
if-
and
but if you-
traumatized at any point in her life. So you might as well get it over with now so you can keep moving on in your life.
Time is healing, and this happened weeks ago.
True.
If she can take some more time, I think that's fine.
Did anyone think anything of her doing this on his birthday? Tory Lanez's birthday.
I didn't know
I
it was
didn't
his birthday.
even know
I
it was his
didn't
birthday.
even make that connection. I
Is
didn't
he an
know that.
Aries? What is he?
I don't know, but it was his birthday.
Okay.
And does anyone take anything away from that at all?
No. I don't.
That's interesting. I will say that. I think that that's something to think about. I didn't know that until you just said that, but I can see that's a little interesting for sure. That she would make her first, I wouldn't say public, it's Instagram Live, but appearance.
Now, 50 Cent apologized publicly on Instagram to Meg for some of that shit he said.
As he should.
And the first thing, as we did, as you should if you have a heart. And one of the first things he said was, yo, I did not think it was that serious a sentiment that we echoed as well.
Yeah.
I think when Dre was getting killed, it was for a different reason.
Oh, yeah.
It was for a
That was
different
different.
reason. And Meg spoke to the people that were joking. And she also spoke to the people that just had so much to say about her business. And I wish that someone would communicate not only to Meg but to the newer acts that that's what this game is. You are in the people business now. A lot of people think that you are their business. Not saying it's true, but
She's a
people
public
are
figure.
people
Or
are
right.
no, you're not just a public figure. You are a public figure with a Beyonce feature and a #1 record. That's a different stratosphere
In 2020.
of company. The same way we just said about J-Elect with a whole album after 40 just being different from Rock Marcy shit. Meg is in a different stratosphere, and we can see where she's headed. So it kind of just hurts me as an act when I see the newer acts that are so bothered by people's concern, comments, jokes, rhetoric, whatever you want to call it, because that it kind of comes with the territory when you're as huge as she is.
It's a deal you make.
Not only that, and again, I do think that, whatever happened in that vehicle that we don't know about clearly was traumatizing. It was traumatic. But in all of the details that have been released, you could understand why some people would have questions about all of it.
It's a weird situation. It's very weird. Like 50 said, he didn't think it was real. I think a lot of people felt that way. It's just too crazy. We've never seen anything like this.
We have never seen anything like this in hip hop.
Right.
But I don't
Wait,
think that
50
I'm. I don't,
apologizing?
but I don't think that I'm
no,
out
no.
of bounds. But I don't think I'm out of bounds for having questions when some of these stories break.
No, absolutely.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, with all due respect to all parties involved, with all the info that's been released, it leaves a lot to be desired information-wise.
Sure. There's not much information at all.
But the information that we have is not the perfect puzzle.
No.
Oh no, there's still a lot of pieces that we're missing.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think in time, this is fresh, Joe. This just happened 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Two maybe. Whatever.
See, for me,
This is fresh.
See, for me, Maul, That's not fresh. This happened 2 weeks ago. And if there is a gunshot victim here, for me, it doesn't take the police very long to act on that. So when we say it's fresh, that don't give me that doesn't give me resolve. 2 weeks ago, Tory got arrested on felony gun possession. And they let him post $35,000 bail and go on about his business. Ambulance came and Meg was taken to a hospital and treated. Without addressing any other information, if an ambulance is called on two high-profile people with a gunshot wound, in my history, that news spreads rather quickly. TMZ has to connect to every hospital across the globe.
True.
The hospital reports come out. We know how long you were in surgery. The cops didn't appear, I'm using my words delicately because we don't know anything. They didn't appear to be handling her like a gunshot wound victim. They were making her walk, for crying out loud.
Oh no, but she then in the video we saw, she laid down at one point.
And they also made her walk around. Maybe they didn't know at that time that she was a gunshot victim.
Police also handcuff people after they physically shoot them. So I can't put too much credence to that.
She reported it as she stepped on glass at first, right? I think that's what the story that came out is that she cut her foot.
But we don't know if she had anything to do with it.
Right. No, that was the story that came out.
I remember.
Well, think what you want from what I've just said, but now throw a Kardashian into all of that. And this just gets more, it probably doesn't get any more high profile than this is what I'm saying.
Not at all.
And normally when things are that high profile, there's some urgency for authorities to get it done. Normally the streets is trying to figure it out.
It's also just harder.
This story has been suppressed, it feels like.
It's harder for things to stay under wraps when there's typically, when there's that high profile of a situation.
But
because there's a lot more people invested, so there's a lot more people asking. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
But that's why
the way things are with Kardashians usually, and to how this has just been talked about in the hip hop community and outside of it for a very small time. It has been odd. It's been odd.
Yeah.
It's been really, really odd.
There are accounts from witnesses stating that there were gunshots fired in the air outside of the home, which we assume to be a Kardashian home. We don't know because it would be suppressed. But in what other instance would we not know the home that you heard gunshots fired outside of from multiple witnesses?
Right.
Like, that's a normal question. It disturbed me a bit that Meg in her live didn't seem to understand why the viewing public had so many questions. It's all odd, baby. It's odd. And we've never seen this.
Yeah.
And then on top of all of that, here, I'll tell a quick story. Quick story time. A long story, less long. In an attempt to allegedly evade the police one time, I hopped over a gate that I shouldn't have hopped over and made it to my vehicle and evaded the police. In that process, I broke a foot. I didn't know I broke my foot, but I broke my foot or my ankle. And in breaking my ankle, I broke some shit in my foot. I broke all of that shit. And I spent the next year and a half visiting podiatrists and foot doctors and just people to tell me about my foot. And what I learned in that process, which I wish I would have known when I made that stupid ass jump, is that your foot is all bones.
A lot of bones.
It's a shit ton of bones.
It's the highest.
It's mostly bones.
It's the highest concentration of bones, I think, in your body.
Your feet have over 25% of all of the bones in your body. Your feet and your hands have over 50% of all the bones in your body. They explained to me that your foot is just a bunch of little tiny bones. And when you break one, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's kind of just your foot now.
Yeah.
That's what they explained to me. So when I watched Meg say, and granted, because there are so many bones in your feet, there's a lot of tissue to protect your foot. You can feel your foot and feel the bone and the muscle and the tissue. You can feel your foot and feel all of that. Mm-hmm. So when I heard Meg say that she was shot in both feet and not a bone was broken, it begged more questions from me. I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Because yes, I'm certain that there are some ways for that to happen. I think the probability lessens when you're in that close proximity of a vehicle. It would be rather tough to do.
There are circumstances.
I agree.
I mean, it is.
I'm not saying anybody is not telling the truth, because I assume
I know you're not saying
I
that.
assume to know nothing.
you're not
Very
saying
weird circumstance.
All I'm saying is
when you add in all those components of all the famous people, all the stories that have been out, then you add in I didn't break any bones in my foot. Yes, people have questions.
Well, here's
you have
one.
to
That's
understand
it.
that people will have
That's it.
questions.
Here's one
No one's calling
possible
anyone a
scenario.
liar.
Yeah,
We're
that's
just
it.
asking
There
the
was-
probability of shit.
There was one rumor that he was shooting at her feet, and a situation could happen where the bullet ricocheted and hit her foot. Not enough to do damage necessarily to the bone, but damage to the tissue, and that is
Sure.
technically a bullet shot. That's possible.
Absolutely.
That's one quick, easy scenario. So there are, I'm sure, other scenarios. In which,
And grazed. I know she went into surgery. I don't know enough about being grazed where surgery may need to happen, but you can graze a foot and not hit a bone.
The bottom line is it's just a weird
let's
situation.
not get to the well. Yes,
It's a weird situation.
that's the bottom line for certain.
yes.
But if there's video of this stuff, and I assume everything in the world to be on video, unless you're part of that 1% up there that just does what
Owns
you
all
want.
the video.
No, it's still
Yeah,
on video.
That owns the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still on video.
I assume everything to be on video. And they have Tory Lanez in custody, processed, and released on bail already. It's also baffling that if they saw something on video, that they wouldn't have upgraded these charges for his court date that is October 13th. He's still just got a court date for the gun. Now, granted, there could be reasons for that. She might be protecting him. We don't know shit about shit.
Right.
It doesn't sound like she is going about the business of protecting him. Let me just say that.
It doesn't sound like it.
Not to me.
It doesn't.
She still hasn't said that he shot her.
I know.
It's an open case. Her lawyers probably said, don't say it.
That sounds
But
like
she
protection.
did say she was attacked.
Yeah, but that sounds like protection.
That wasn't an accident
yeah,
by
she
the
said-
person she was with.
And she said, I never touched him. I didn't. It was no self-defense. I didn't lay a hand on nobody. I didn't deserve to be shot. She does sound like. I mean, come on, Mo.
Oh, I'm in. Like, I understand
She
how
sound
weird.
like she's laying it on.
I understand how weird this sounds, but I mean, y'all know where I stand on it. It's just that again, this has to go through the proper court proceedings. Things have to be proven.
But it doesn't strike you as odd that they haven't
does.
upgraded his charge?
It does.
Because it should go
It
through
absolutely
the proper
does. It absolutely
procedure.
does. It's a lot of weird things around this shit.
It's weird.
And
And it's
also
still early,
add in COVID with the court system
True.
of updating anything.
It's weird. It's definitely
That's a
weird.
big
I
point.
think it's. I think
If I
that-
shoot you right now, I'm getting carted out of here.
Well,
Hey, they ain't got no courts.
he-
They're
he,
gonna lock me in Melody or somewhere until the court
he
opens.
he made bail, had charges. You can upgrade those charges depending on whatever his bail was and him having to come back
and
or
then
any
we
of that
come
thing.
and then we coming to get you. We coming to get you from Miami, and this is a high profile case, and we want all that action.
I could completely see this being
During
just
COVID,
him doing some reckless shit with a gun. She ends up getting hit with like a ricochet or whatever it may be, and that's
she made
why
it. She made it clear that was not the case.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Specifically
see that
said,
part.
"No, I was attacked on purpose."
Oh, okay.
Her words.
I missed that part.
It's two places where things get really, really weird for me. That's Hollywood. I told y'all how I feel about the energy. This is Hollywoodish. And money.
Yeah.
I think some of these things would be rather transparent if it wasn't so much money involved. But we talking about over $1 billion. We are. And powerful people.
Yeah.
If we don't know, it's because we're not supposed to know right now.
Yeah, things will come out.
I'm waiting for it.
Things will
I'm
come
waiting
out.
for it. But in the meantime, Meg, we love you.
Absolutely.
We love you. We are so glad you are well. Whatever happened,
Word.
I don't assume you deserved any of it.
I mean, yeah, definitely not. No woman deserves to be shot. unless she's
No.
trying to shoot somebody
Shot
herself.
at in the vicinity of a bullet.
Yeah, no.
You don't deserve any of it, and I'm glad that you are all right. I do think that she needs to take some time for herself,
I agree.
Agreed.
and she kind of admitted to that.
Yeah. Agreed.
And if that's part of a healing process, cool. But I think it's better you just stay off IG Live until you feel
We don't
want to.
We didn't get any confirmation of Drea being dropped from Fenty as an ambassador over these Meg comments, but I did see that rumor floating around.